Okay, this video is going to be showing you, I don't know what you call it, I don't know if it's a bug, an anomaly, or maybe it's doing what it's supposed to do. I don't know. I came about this kind of on accident. I was making this preset right here. You got a gate there, overdrive pedal, amp. I tweaked a little bit, took the reverb off. And originally I put this cab on. It's currently off. And then I was going to compare it with this cab. And then got a little plate reverb. So the original idea was I was going to, let's turn this on. Can't have them both on at the same time because that'll sound like crap. So here's the cab. I haven't done anything. I just loaded it up. Just the default settings, whatever. So here's what that sounds like. Turn that cab off. I'm going to compare it with one of the IRs. It says IR right there. Turn that one on. Oh yeah, that sounds a lot better. So I was messing around with it and somehow I was like, okay, I'll use that cab, that IR. So this amp here is one of the Revalvers. This cab here, the little 212 cab, is also a Revalver cab. So I took it and I dropped it out, and I guess I'll just show it to you. Okay, so that cab's off. This IR cab is on. So I'm going to drop this down, and then I'm going to hit some chords as I hit the go ahead and delete. So here we go. So I'll play a chord here and let it ring out, then I'll hit delete. And when I did that, I was like, was my ears or what? That sounds different. So I made now two different presets. So I got this one here. It says this is PV. This is with that cab still in the chain, but disabled or bypassed. And this cab is on. And no anything here, haven't changed the gain, nothing, just stock, whatever comes up when you load that cab up. So in the next preset here, or rig, this is a PV2. It's the exact same. I just copied the preset and then I dropped that cab out. So this one here, again, nothing changed. So here we go. So now you can kind of hear it back and forth. There's some different presets other than pulling this cab out. So here's what it sounds like with this bypassed cab in the signal chain. And I'll switch over to the other preset. That cab gone now. Back to the preset with the cab in the chain but bypassed. So something's going on here. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I kind of have a guess, I guess you'd say. But since this is a Revalver amp and a Revalver cab, first I was like, okay, something's going on, what's weird? Okay, so I changed the amp into like a HeadRush amp, and in other words, left this exactly the same, but used a HeadRush amp and then pulled this cab out. Sounded exactly the same. So I put that amp back on, the Revalver amp, changed this cab in here, over here, to a HeadRush cab, or I've also did with another IR, and it doesn't sound different. So it only does this when you're using a Revalver amp and a Revalver cab that is bypassed. So my guess is this algorithm in this amp, when it has a cab behind it, it's also a Revalver, it must be adding some kind of a speaker impedance curve. I also own a Fractal, so I'm familiar with that. So, and that's what this sounds like to me. It sounds like it's changing, like it has a speaker impedance curve on, and then when you remove the cab, it's off. Which I posted this issue here on the Facebook group, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's a bug" and stuff like that. So, if it is a bug, I kind of wouldn't want them to fix it because it sounds better, in my opinion, with this on. And actually makes the amp modeling in this HeadRush, to me, at least when you're using the Revalvers, sound better. I've tried some other amps too and stuff like that, so it's like if I want to compare, say, the Fractal with the HeadRush, it's not really a fair, I guess, comparison. The Fractal's quite a bit better, but HeadRush is okay. It's not horrid, but you could use it for sure. But anyhow, but this, when I first bought this unit, it was like, I think I got it when it first came out. I wasn't really interested in it for all the amp modeling stuff it does. It was more so for the cloning, which it does that pretty good. But anyhow, I went through it, for a while, and was just like, I'm not probably going to use this for the amp modeling. But anyhow, the reason I even got here today doing this was because this thing's been sitting for probably about a year. I haven't had much time to play at all, really, but when I did, I usually just use my XFX. So anyhow, I got a family member that might be buying this, so I was wanting to kind of refamiliarize myself with it, mess around with it a little bit, and that way I can kind of show them, how it works and stuff like that. But so anyhow, if this is some kind of a speaker impedance curve going here, or whatever that is, if HeadRush can figure that out, they need to I don't know, maybe add a button over here so it's always on, or you can change it or something. I know on the software, like the Revalver software, does have some settings where you can change, like I think it's a speaker impedance curve on it. So I don't know if that's the case. They really, really, really should add that to this, because that makes, to me, in my opinion at least, a world of difference on these amp models. So anyhow, there it is. If you want to try it out for yourself, go ahead and do that. All you gotta do is just make a preset, use a Revalver amp, Revalver cab, then add another IR, and then disable this one, and then pull it out and delete it, and you'll hear the change in tone. So anyhow, that's it.